Hello, everybody, and welcome. Whew. Happy Easter. I'm hoping everybody's having a fabulous day. Maybe you're out and about and you're watching the replay right now, which is absolutely fabulous. There is a lot of beautiful energy and a lot of rolling hills of energy that is coming in for us this week. So for those who are just joining me for the first time, my name is Mary Jane Tracy. I'm a psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, and an astrologer. I want to bring you the 411 of the cosmic highway each day and let us explore what that cosmic highway has for you. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Having you be in tuned with the energies as they come in and being able to work with the energies as they come in, and maybe why you're feeling overwhelmed or why you are feeling rambunctious and you just have all this buildup of energy. And this is a week of built up energy. There is a lot of energy that is being built up this week as we are coming to a new moon in Aries by Sunday. So today we do have that moon in Aquarius. So we do have a moon in Aquarius today. And this is where you will feel. So this is a lot of feeling a part of something and humanity. So this Aquarius moon is squaring and wanting to make some miraculous, unexpected energy or information to come in. And this is really an influence you, and either it can change your perspective or it can really affect real change in your life. So there's a lot of things happening with this energy. And the moon is also sextiling Chiron, the wounded healer. So you feel a positive, you feel powerful, like a pioneer. You feel a little bit of a leader. There is where it's giving you permission. So this moon today is really a type of energy that wants to allow for you to step into some power. And as you are stepping into this beautiful power for you, it is opening up doorways like a pioneer. So a pioneer, you're going to go out there, you're going to start to explore parts or places that maybe you've never explored before. So being a little bit more adventurous with the energies today, which is really, really transformational for you today. So bringing in that transformational energy for you. And this is going to be opening up. So we do have some opportunities for change to come in, opportunities to make actual change come along. And there's really a good chance these opportunities are going to work in your favor. So you have a chance to kind of drop, whatever maybe beliefs or something that's been burdening you, things that you've been hanging on to, and allowing yourself to let it all go. Now we also have with that too, because the moon is going to go void of course on Monday and moving as it moves into Aquarius on Monday. So you need to stay this course and this morning and save that creative and mental tasks for later on in the day. And the moon is in harmony with the Aries sun as it comes in on Tuesday, while Venus is connecting to Mars and transiting. So that Mars and Venus are making an aspect there. So there's this Venus energy and Mars energy, and one is fire and one is air. So it's really activating some creativity, wanting to activate some passion, maybe even starting a new relationship with that energy or meeting somebody new. So this is really bringing in some opportunities for you and bringing in place to get curious. So get curious with this energy as it's coming in this week. So there's a lot of curiosity that's coming in with this transit. And the moon later on will move into Pisces. So we have the last quarter square with the moon in Capricorn squaring the sun. So for today, there's this, and we have this energy, this little bit of a square happening as we are moving towards a new moon in Aries by the end of the week. So this moon is squaring off and it's hitting these aspects. So he hit Jupiter, and it's like, okay, we have this Jupiter energy today. And we have, as it moves towards, Saturn, and as we move towards Jupiter. So Jupiter wants to expand. It's a big planet. It wants to expand ideas and fortune. And it does have, this expansion as it's in Aquarius. So the moon, every time the moon hits a energy force. So as the moon comes up and it comes into an angle or an aspect to a planet, it sort of allows us to take an internal look, because the moon is the internal energy for us. So it gets us to really take this internal look on how we are feeling, what's going on, what is the harm, is there harmony, is there disruption, what's going on. And even though the moon is not happy in Capricorn today, as it moves on and goes into Aquarius, it brings in, some expansion there. And it brings in that expansion, it brings in ideas and newness for us as we go forward with this week. And that's what we want to do. Because this opportunity too of, if you are wanting to make some really major changes in your life, if you are wanting to, you've had an addiction for a long time, or there's something there that you want to give up and it's been very stringent on your life or very controlling, you're going to find that this is a week, and starting off on Saturday, you may have felt it, a week of allowing yourself to release. And this is bringing in by Tuesday some really strong focus on setting goals and allowing you to set those goals and put that energy into action. Now, we can't dismiss with Chiron in Aries is wanting us to heal. So this is healing to force that's coming in that is allowing you to look at somewhat difficult aspects of yourself. Now, sometimes when we look at things about ourselves, we don't want to look. We don't want to look. We get very cranky and we get like, But coming into and allowing ourselves to just feel it for a moment, you're going to find that you're going to have a great releasement, and allowing for that great releasement to happen. And overcoming obstacles. So this is a week of allowing yourself to overcome obstacles. And this is a really beautiful week if you are wanting to start and reconnect with spirit and realign. So you're going to find as we go through this week, and by the end of the week, we want to, you're able to, especially if you haven't been able to for a while, come in with that connection, come in and reconnect with that alignment with spirit. So it is a really positive energy. Now, in saying that, remember, if we're not stepping into that alignment with that positivity, we're going to feel that, oh, I don't want to do this. Outside influences, we are going to be able to take them and look at them and be able to discern with them, which is very positive and very uplifting for you as we move through this energy of the week. And the Saturn in Aquarius also rules the kind of optional. So the rules have been stringent and have been mandatory and beyond questioning for a long time, and suddenly lose their hold on your, because you're starting to think for yourself. And these rules and that have been placed upon you, and with Aquarius, with this Aquarius moon, and it's also sextiling that Aries sun, and that Aries is your consciousness, it's your identity. And if you really want something in life, you got to go and get it for yourself. And that's not a terrible thing, because you have the energy to drive, to become and overcome obstacles right now. So you're going to find as we're heading through today and we go into Monday, you're ready. You're questioning a lot of things that are going to be coming up. So we're going to see, even in the outside world, more people questioning and looking at the energies that are coming forth. And laws that have been placed, maybe, or the laws that you've placed on yourself, or beliefs you placed on yourself, or the laws that have been placed upon you, you're going to find that A lot of them, you're going to, more people are going to start questioning things on what's going on. Why is this happening? Because you are free thinkers. That's what Aquarius is. Aquarius is bringing in free thinkers and bringing in that energy to really decipher what you're feeling and what is right and what is wrong, and energy. So we have this energy, and especially for the first 3 days of the week, we have this energy in Aquarius moon. And this Aquarius energy is really getting us to look at, is this really truly what I am desiring? Is this truly where I am wanting to go? Am I willing to give XYZ up in order to do this? And that's where this energy starts to come in. And it's giving you the opportunity to look at information with bright eyes. So we have this energy that's coming in to open your eyes, because we are wanting to build a new world. We are wanting to bring in some newness into the world. So what kind of world do you want to build? And that's where a lot of this energy, and I'm not going to go past, there's a few points that I want to make with this energy, because you're going to find outside influences are wanting to conform you to thoughts. And this is getting a lot of people to step back and look at, well, what are you saying? Why are you saying this? Because that's not me. And I don't agree with what you're saying. So when people are going to start standing up and not being so much afraid to say what they need to say, they're going to be feeling, because of this Aries energy. And it's like this Aries energy comes in and it says, I don't agree with what you're saying. You're putting everybody into a clump and saying everybody needs to be like this. And now with that Aquarius energy, yes, we want to bring in community, and yes, we want to bring in that energy of community. Yet, inside of me, I want to stick to who I am. And I know that my ideas and my values are valid. And here it is that if the energies keep pushing you to believe something that you don't believe in, or don't feel that's right for you, what happens? And we got Aries energy. There's going to be an explosion, because you're going to come in, and because you're like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but that's not my belief. That's not, I understand. I'm coming to you and I'm understanding what you are saying, but that is not where I stand, and that is not where my beliefs are. So we're going to find this energy coming in, and it's going to let us know that, I'm not standing for that. I'm not feeling that. And this is really where, and I've been noticing a lot of people coming out and saying that doesn't make sense. And it's not that they don't sympathize with you, but they don't agree with what you're mandating that you are trying to do. And noticing that many who are saying one thing, have said one thing, are flipping, and you're seeing the wolf in sheep's clothing coming out. And that is huge. And these are like these little eruptions that are starting to come out that are positive, because we need them to come out. We need them so that we are able to heal them, not to suppress them to a point where we push everything in a corner and we make sure it's like everything in here is bad. So I'm going to ban everything in my room because it's bad. Because I say it's bad. So everything is bad. Is it bad? Well, maybe my coffee may not be the best for me, but I like it. I'm not going to, but that's where some of this energy is coming in. And It is where we need to create and come into our intuition and come into this energy to bring in that forth of our enlightenment. And that's where the enlightenment is. And awaken, awaken, awaken. And this awakening is that you start to see things in a new way. And when you start to see things in a new way, you start to question them, and you start to look at and you start saying, you know what, I'm creating a world that is going to bring in peace and harmony into my life. And I'm going to ask questions on and not just bypass and close my eyes and say, yeah, I guess that's them over there. It's just like, but why are you saying that? Why do you believe that? And this is because you don't want to have the segregation. You don't want to have the line. You want to have the communications. But the fear is the line that's coming in. And I'm trying to be politically correct here. I'm trying to be in a way that because of censorship and things that are there, and that's part of the questioning. That's part of the questioning, right? And that's where this energy is coming in. That's where, the moon in Aquarius comes in and says, okay, why are we doing it this way? Where can we allow our expansion to come in? Where can I allow for myself to come in, where I can bring in my creativity and allow myself the mental tasks, that I can do to bring in what I desire? Because a lot of times people don't understand, or they don't go in and they look at the facts. They don't look into finding that, oh, this is a good cause, yet the person who might be leading that cause has a separate agenda in order to get you to go upon their cause, but you haven't done the full looking into it, because they just want to cause, they have an alternative agenda on the books. And they've taken one thing that has happened and have not looked at the whole gamut. And that's where where Pluto starts coming in this week, because Pluto is going to be going retrograde. And Pluto is bringing up some really deep energies and deep information that we are going to have to what? But the thing is that sometimes you have to look further than the tip of your nose in order for you to discover and to create. And once you start discovering, and people start discovering this, and this energy starts coming in, this is where that beautiful creativity of harmony and balance can come in. But until you look beyond the tip of your nose, and that's where this push comes in, and that's where the irritation can come in. That's where disruptions can come in, because you are being told to look somewhere where you don't want to look. You're being told that you have to clean out this closet that you don't want to clean out. And it's irritating. But yet, once you start doing it, once you start to allowing yourself to do that spring cleaning, it's absolutely phenomenal and rejoicing. So we are bringing in that rejoicing. We are bringing in that harmony. We are bringing in something that is new and creative for ourselves. Yet there's a part that's going to make you feel uncomfortable, because you got to sit in it. And you got to really look at it. The basis of some things that are coming in, they make sense. Yet to lump everybody into a pile and say, well, you're all like this, is fucking bullshit. And that's where we come in, and we want to say, okay, that is not true. That's not right. Here we have this energy, and we're building up to this Aries energy, which is fire, which is passion, which is intuition, which is bringing in this passion. And Mercury's there, and Mercury is questioning, and he wants answers. He's shaking off all the water from Pisces, and now he's in this energy of fire and saying, hey, I'm here. Let's start looking into some more information. Because there's a lot of illusionary energy that we've gone through. But we got to start shaking off that illusionary spells and start to demand answers. And that's the transformation. That's the beauty of it. That's when you go into it and you start to bring in the peace and the harmony and the bliss. But if you're just closing your eyes and turning your head and not questioning, it's like parents who put their kids in school and just drop them off, but they're not looking at what is the curriculum my child is being taught right now in that school. And asking, I need to see it. I don't like this curriculum. How can we get in? How can we mandate changes? Because how did this come into my school? Why are they teaching this? Or why aren't they teaching certain things? Why are they dismissing certain things with the curriculum, with education? And that's where we start to look at and we start to ask questions. But a lot of the energies where we have become bystanders because we don't want to get involved or we don't want to step on somebody else's feet and we want to be politically correct with everything, you get bulldozed. And now we're coming in, and this is the energies of rebuilding something new for our world. How do you want to rebuild it? And a lot of the mandates might look new, but they're not. They're very old aspects that are coming in that are having you to look at. They're thinking that they're all, we're going to change this, but it's just doing some reversals in a lot of ways. So we really have to get that clarity, and that's where this energy comes in with this moon. And this moon is really having us, and it's hitting these different aspects as we're going through the energies of the sun. So we have the sun energy coming in because it wants to brighten things up. It wants us to awaken to more harmony and bliss within our lives. That's what it wants to do. And that's what we start off on Monday, on Tuesday, and Wednesday. And we want to bring all that in. And by Thursday, when the moon leaves Aquarius and the Pisces moons comes in, there is harmony, there is spontaneous, and Uranus is encouraging you to shake things up and try something new. This is starting to shake you up even more. And the assertive Mars is challenging aspects to the dreamy Neptune. And this is, and it comes in by Friday, which may cause some discouragement and even more disruptions. Because this isn't a great, this isn't, a day of, oh, well, that's okay, and I'll just sign it. No, it's a day of looking into it and saying, maybe I'm going to think about this. So this is a week of great transformation and change. But it's getting you to ask questions on why is this agenda being pushed? Why am I feeling uncomfortable? Why am I afraid to say something that I know isn't right? And stand up for it. And that's the scary part, because a lot of people don't want to stand up for certain things, but this is going to get pushed, because then it's like, oh, you mean I have to do this now, but I don't want to do it? Well, you have to, because you didn't say anything. That's where the true changes are coming in. And it is moving us so that we are able to expand more, where we are able to integrate even more of this energy. And as the moon moves into Aries by Saturday, while Venus is in harmony with Jupiter, it does bring in some romance, does bring in some energy. But there is a collective feeling that, you know what? We need to start shaking off some of this sluggish energy that we've had and really get into our creativity and get into some of the projects that we want. And this is where we're going to find that we need to start looking at, as a collective, of the newness that is coming in, of the energies that we need to put forward. And I gotta say, there's opportunities there for us to really make great connections and come together and hear other people's point of view and be able to listen to it. But we gotta be able to step forward in it. We got to be able to step forward. There's a lot of there's a lot of different agendas being placed or shown to us that, as an individual, you are having to look at, and I've talked about this before, on looking at which side of the river do you want to be on, and wanting to bring in growth and truth and enlightenment. And that's where this week comes in. And even on this Easter Sunday, it is a day of transformation and change. It is a day of resurrecting. What are you resurrecting? What are you enhancing on this day? What are you bringing forth on this day? Because it isn't a day to bypass. It isn't a day to say, oh, well, that's fine. It is a day to get off your fucking ass and start asking some questions. And start looking at things in your life and saying, no, that's not right. I don't believe that. Or no, I'm not. I don't care if that's the color of my skin. That's not who I am. Because you don't know me then. You just clumped me in with everything else and made an accusation that is totally not true. Because we've made assumptions on people because of the color of their skin. And that's where change has to happen. We don't make assumptions because that's the way that person looks. You ask questions to find out what's going on in their life, or educate yourself more on what's going on. Don't make assumptions. And that's where the energies are coming in, because a lot of assumptions are going to be made and a lot of people are going to be coming up and they're going to be standing up. So we're going to be finding that even stronger this week. So as we move in, I'm going to be talking about the new moon more this week, because this new moon has so many aspects to it and so much energy and fire, that this party house that's come together, that's going to be coming together this week, is a buildup in Aries. And now when Aries is the god of war, and people got to remember that we have this huge energy of the god of war coming in on Saturday. Now, I'm not saying everybody's like, oh, it's war. Don't fucking freak out. What I mean by war means, okay, what are you going to change? What are you going to readjust in your life? What are you not going to allow? A lot of people might think that's warring, but I'm putting a stand. You're putting a line in the sand and saying that is not for me anymore. And that could come into your personal life. You could be addicted to something. There's something there that you are no longer. And this is a week of saying, I am done with that. I am done dealing with that bullshit. I am going to make changes in my life in order for me to create a more healthier way of life. Or I'm going to bring in more positive people around me. And I'm not going to have narcissistic assholes in my life anymore. I'm drawing the line. I'm not doing it anymore. That's where the changes come in. That's where a lot of times people say, oh, well, that's, oh, you're warring, you're being too much. Well, okay, maybe I am being too much, but I'm done being the way you want me to be. I'm done believing that which I don't believe in anymore. And I'm standing in my true power. I'm standing in my essence. I'm standing, here I am. You've tried to knock me down. You've tried to do so much to me, but I have risen. I've risen. It's that Easter Sunday. I've risen, in order for me to make the more changes into the life and show you that there is such truth and enlightenment out there. That's where I'm heading. And that's where I want to go. And that does cause conflict because now you are changing your road for you and you're not on the road where everybody wants you to be because it's comfortable for them. And that's where this influence comes in, and we are ushering in huge change for us this week. Is it a week of extremes? Yes, it is a week of extremes. But it's a week of extremes that can catapult you into some really cool ass shit that can bring forth, but it takes determination, and it takes that of a pioneer. Now let's think about, what is a pioneer? What does a pioneer do? A pioneer is a person that went into a land that they didn't know. A pioneer is going into a place that they have no idea, but they're willing and they have the openness to discover what is there, to go out and discover new places that you never thought. Take a road that you never knew was there. That is a pioneer. And to be that pioneer is to be in that Aries energy. Aries energy is like they're going to take it. They're going to do it. They don't want things handed to them. They are a spark. They are a leader. And they are going forth in that leadership to make that changes and transformations. The reason why it's a warring sign, it's because it's forcing its way through. It is that fire. It is that the spark that ignites. And being the spark that ignites, this is your spark. What are you igniting in your life? Or are you just like, that's happening, I don't want to deal with that? Change is coming. And it's up to you on where you want to go. Because this cluster that is coming in from Aquarius to Pisces to Aries. So this cluster of energy, it's coming. Aries, expansion, wanting you to expand into new ideas, new thoughts. Pisces, what are those ideas? How do they make me feel spiritually? And bring in that spiritual energy. To Aries, I'm going out into the world and I'm going to show you. I'm going to plant those seeds of newness and renewal and be the fucking pioneer and not put up with other people's kind of bullshit or agendas where they think this is what you need to do. I gotta say, I got a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions in my head, and a lot of things that are controversial that I wonder about. I keep on seeing this, like the last generation of Generation X. Like, I'm sorry, what about the baby boomers? The baby boomers are still fucking around. So anyways, I'm going off on another tangent. But here I am. I'm going to get up on my soapbox and move a little bit out. So if anybody is offended, I'm going to tell you now, you might be offended by the things that I am about to say. And if you are offended, I don't apologize. That's something that you have to deal with. So a few things that I'm curious about that are coming up. One, Black Lives Matter. That I want to know more about that, because everybody's putting everybody in a clump. And what I saw through the protests and everything that happened in the United States, and yes, it's a wonderful thing to make Black Lives Matter and to understand the things that have happened to Black people throughout the world and throughout, taking people out of a country and forcing them to be slaves. It's absolutely fucking wrong. Yes, I agree. 100%. But to clump everybody and say, just because you are white, it is your fault that I'm here. Fuck you. It is not. I come from an Irish descent, and my family has never owned any slaves. So how can you clump me into that? Just saying. Plus my husband, I'm married into an interracial marriage. Does that make me a racist? Does that mean my children, because they have white in them, make them a racist? I don't think so. So that's another thing. And how come when you are pushing your agenda upon somebody, that gives you the right to destroy other people's property? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Nobody has the right to destroy anybody else's property. That's the Aries energy coming in. That's the push towards. So when people say Black Lives Matter, take a real good look on what the fuck their agenda is and who the leaders are and how those leaders have actually gone around and had other people destroy other people's property and even kill other people. But is that mentioned? No. Education. Get out there. Look. Okay? Another one. Don't tell me about transgender or that I'm transgender phobia. You don't know what I know. You don't understand what I know. And if somebody wants to be transgender, wonderful, beautiful, great. If you're a man, if you're a woman, fabulous. But you have no idea what it is to be a true woman and be born as a woman and have a period or give birth or have endometriosis or any of the other problems that a woman has as a uterus. You're getting all the fabulous aspects of stepping into that. You're not having the truth of what it is to be like a woman and go through it. Sorry. You might empathize, you might see it, but your true essence of that isn't there. If you're born a girl, you're born a girl. You're born a boy, you're born a boy. You go up to a giraffe, you look underneath. That's a boy giraffe. That's a girl giraffe. If you decide to change later on, God bless you. And I hope you do it at the ages between 21 and 25, or actually after the age of 25, when your frontal lobe is fully developed. My point of view. Certain things that have come up, and I know I'm being controversial, but that's the thing. People don't want to talk about it, or they don't want to have a discussion about it. And it's scary to be able to say things. It's scary to say, I don't believe in the vaccine. Why are you getting vaccinated when there's supposed to be a new strain coming out? Now, is that new strain going to be avoided with that vaccine? Why am I being forced to have a vaccine? I wasn't forced to have a flu shot, so why am I being forced to have a vaccine shot for this COVID? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why are you forcing a passport or wanting to force a passport on me in order to do things? So what kind of other agenda do you have if I don't? I thought I was born into a society or into a world that brings in freedom and stand in a world that brings in freedom and freedom of thought and freedom of choice. Yes, I believe in helping everybody out and helping my humanity. I am one to volunteer at the food bank. I am one to make sure that I have things to give out to the homeless because I understand that. And I do believe in helping other people. I do believe in a welfare system and a medical system that is allowing people to go in to get medical help. Definitely. Those things I think are great. Those things I believe are something that everybody should have a right to. Everybody should have a right to a home. Everybody should have a right to be able to work and to provide a clean living for people. That's the other thing. Other part. I know a lot of immigrants that are in the United States that are Mexican and are clients of mine, and they talk about what's happening down at the border. They're talking about that. There's things that are happening over there that are absolutely disgusting, and children being forced to come across with people that are not their parents. And you don't want to talk about child slavery or being sold into some kind of sweatshop. That's the true slavery that's happening today, and that's what we need to focus on. Because we don't want a repeat of that. How do we change it? We change it with how we stand. We change it with how we speak up, and we talk to one another, and we have conversations with people, and in those conversations we have information, and we're able to pivot and change and allow ourselves to be able to be fluid, because that's what spirit is. But if we're not having those conversations, if we're not opening those eyes to see what is truly happening and get a whole picture of everything and say, no, that's absolutely wrong. We know what is absolutely wrong. But that's where this energy is coming in this week. And we're going to see people standing up. We're going to see these influences coming in. Because people are saying, okay, I'm not going to be, I'm educating myself, but I'm not going to be guilted in to believing a certain way because that's the way other people have, or a small minority of people say, that's what I want you to believe. Fuck you. No, I'm not. I have my opinions. You have your opinions, and I love that you have your opinions, and I love that people are wanting to stand up and say something, but don't go around judging everybody into the same clump. And that's part of that Aquarius moon coming forth, because the Aquarius moon is not only the humanitarian, it is the one that gets people to think outside the box. And with Saturn being there for the next 2.5 years, it's getting you to look at a new agenda in a new way and open up the freedom of thought, the freedom of change. You want to create a new renaissance. Renaissance energy is energy that brought in poetry, brought in art, brought in music, and energies that were totally abstract, totally new, in order to create such vibrance and nuances. That's where this energy comes in. That's why education is the key. That's why I ask, what are your kids being taught? What do you need to teach your child? And not only your side, teach other sides. It's one thing I loved about my parents, even though I was raised Catholic. My dad said, question. You want to know about Judaism? Find out about Judaism. Find out about being a Muslim. Find out about being a Buddhist. Find out, ask. Don't assume. That's where this energy is coming in. It's coming in for you to get educated, for you to look at. But people are getting too fucking scared and they don't want to. They don't want to see. That's where North Node Gemini, that's where Mars is. Let's get in there. Let's ask. Let's find out. Because when Mars goes into Cancer, and he doesn't like Cancer, just saying, but when he goes in there, that is where he comes into the family. That's where he comes into what's going on to come in to protect my family. And that's happening this month too. April is so packed with so much energy of bringing in change, but it is also so packed with bringing in healing and renewal and newness. But to do that, we're coming through, and we gotta dig deep, and that's where Pluto and Capricorn is coming in. He's digging deep, and he's saying, okay, there's more here that you guys have to look at. You can't turn a blind eye anymore. You want to have this Renaissance energy, you want to have this utopia. Well, this is what you got to do to create it. Let me know what you think. I know a lot of people won't like what I just said, but that's fine. It's been something that's been really burdening me, and information coming through and saying a 15-year-old can make a life choice. Fuck no. At 15, could you make a choice at 15? And do you think the choices you made at 15 and you're in your 20s or your 30s or your 40s or your 50s, wherever you are on the spectrum here, do you think that life choice that you made at 15 was a positive choice for the rest of your life? Probably not. That's where we're coming into, right? So we're coming into this energy of wanting to make these changes, but we gotta think about it. We gotta ask questions. We gotta look around. Same with the vaccine. Look around. Find out the information. Ask questions. If there's a new variant, why am I getting a vaccine? What else is coming through? What are you going to have, another vaccine on top of the vaccine? How many vaccines can you have? And what's in the vaccine? You know? That's where, it's really, being a pioneer is, I'm thinking of even my grandmother coming in on a train, crossed the Atlantic Ocean with 5 children, pregnant with my father, being that pioneer, coming over from England, boarding the ship, coming here, landing in Halifax, in Halifax, boarding a train and coming all the way to Lethbridge, Alberta. That's a pioneer. Thinking of all those beautiful Ukrainians that moved in and came and formed communities in northern Alberta and Saskatchewan and came in. They were pioneers. They're wanting to make a new life, a new change. Same with many of us. We're wanting to make a new life, a new change. Some changes were forced upon us. Yes. And forced upon our ancestors. So we learn from that. We understand that. That's where forgiveness comes in. That's where change happens. That's where being that pioneer means being a pioneer of allowing me to allow for things to educate and make a new change. And that's where we need to go. That's the Renaissance. That's the beauty of this. So we do have some very forceful energy coming in, and this is bringing in some really crazy craziness. So let me bring in, and I'm going to pull some cards for us. Of course, I'm bringing my tarot. I always bring in the tarot. Notice there's no comments today. Nobody's commenting. Everybody's sitting, watching, saying, Mama's on a roll. She's gone crazy today. Yeah, I know. This card's come up a lot, and it is the Seven of Wands. So there's passion in what you are fighting for. There's passion. So some things you might have to keep at bay, but there's this energy that's coming in that's saying, okay, I'm drawing a line in the sand, and this is where I'm standing. And there may be conflict. There may be, people may not agree with me, but that's where I'm standing. I'm standing in this energy. I'm standing here. And I'm not going to let others take advantage of me. This is bringing in my creative ability. This is bringing in my substance. How can I pick and choose my battles? That's where that energy comes in. So picking and choosing your battles is going to be an important one, because this week is going to be bringing in the Tower. So we have the Tower. That's transformation and change. So if your foundation is not secure, if there's something not secure within your foundation, you got to pick and choose. How can I create this new foundation of mine? How can I create it? Because the Tower is there. The Tower is coming in. It's striking down. It's taking apart what is no longer suitable. It has to come in. You have to take down the old rubble, and let's build something that is new. Let's build in, there's a new design, there's a new idea, there's something there that is going to help us to bring in that creativity for us and bring in that newness. And the Tower is, when you see the Tower, many people get, it's the Tower. But the Tower, because we have the Star and then we have the Tower, is abandoning old relationships, transformation, and moving into the unknown. So this is coming in and pioneering, moving into the unknown, a pioneer looking at, okay, I can work with this right now, but I can't work with that over here. So let me clear this area first. This is where I need to build. I need to look at how am I going to provide for myself and my family. And without the dark, there is no light. So coming into that enlightenment so that we can bring in the justice and the balance. So there's justice that's coming in. There's a balance that's coming in for us. But the Justice card is a card that says, okay, it's coming in after the World. So we have the World card, right? And then the Justice is starting on that new side, on that new evolution of where we need to put forth the information that we receive and bring it into our world as we're rebuilding it. Because a lot of times when we're rebuilding something new, we need to bring in fairness. We need to bring in wisdom, bringing in that wisdom so that we have the clarity to create the new energies or the new way of living that we want. And this is also watching out for the deceitfulness. Are you deceiving yourself in any of this and not wanting to look at anything that needs to be cleaned up in your life? What is that oldness that you're hanging on to that is no longer in alignment for you, that you need? What is in the closet that you need to get out and you need to take it, and you might have to donate it, right? So what is that you have to donate? Or what is around you that is being deceitful to you? And that's where this energy comes in. And when we look at that with that fresh eyes and look further than the tip of our nose, this is where this energy says, yeah, okay, I can bring in some really greatness for us, because spirit wants us to know that clarity comes in, and we trust in that clarity. And when the clarity comes in, it's like this light bulb comes on, and we like, yeah, that's right, that's the truth I'm standing forth. That's where I'm going. I'm coming in, and I'm going to make those changes in my life. And sometimes they're not going to be easy, but I can do this. I can do this. And I'm, and in doing that, I'm allowing myself to open up to the creativity, and being impartial and honest. And being in that honesty is allowing me to connect with my strength in my discernment. And when we do that, it brings in such peace and harmony and beauty within our lives. So lots there. A really impactful week we have. All of that in 1 week, let alone the rest of the month, which is really coming in, and coming into some, some beautiful new beginnings for us. A Venus portal being opened for us to come in with more harmony and bliss. But it's if you're wanting to come into something new, you got to let go of what is not working in order to create that newness. Otherwise, it's just going to come in and repeat itself for you, and you're going to sabotage and bring in, what you don't want again. And so you're going to repeat it, and that repeat will come through. So my loves, I'm going to send you off on a beautiful Easter, an Easter resurrection. I know that was kind of heavy for an Easter Sunday, but it was, Spirit really moved me to come in and being able to speak with you today. So for those who are on my YouTube page, please subscribe and like and share. And if you're interested in the fairy workshop, please let me know, because that's going to be a huge transformational 15 weeks of stepping into the goddess energy. And for tarot horoscopes, I put out yesterday, I don't know if anybody saw, but for tarot horoscopes, it's if you're wanting to know the 411 for your month and the energies for you, a personal horoscope, let me know. They're $40, and I will have it out for you within 24 to 48 hours. So have a blessed one. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all you say and all that you do. Blessed be everybody. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.